What is going on, guys? My name is Ben. How are you guys doing today? What I have for you today in this video is a review of the Logitech M325 Wireless Mouse. This is a wireless USB mouse, and so this doesn't require a Bluetooth connection or anything. This is basically just a wireless mouse that requires you to have the unifying receiver connected to your computer, your laptop, your desktop, whatever the case may be, with one AA battery in the back. And just so you guys can see, this is the way it came in the packaging. Just a little basic plastic packaging that we're all familiar of. And what's nice is that it had the tab to pull it up, so that way you can get to your product. So this came with the mouse, the receiver that you need for the connection, and it came with a AA battery right here, which is used to power the mouse. Now, as far as the size comparison is concerned, this isn't that big. As you can see, my hand, it's not too big. I would say maybe average size, and it fits my hand very well. A little bit smaller than what I would have liked, but here it is compared to my Microsoft Bluetooth notebook mouse. As you can see, they're very similar in terms of the size, and as far as thickness, I would say they're about the same. Maybe the Logitech is a little bit thinner, or I would say it's about the same height. Actually, yeah, the Logitech is a little bit thinner, but I feel like they're about the same size. And the material quality is a little bit different. This one has like a very soft but smooth feel to it. As you can see, I did wear it out a lot just by having my thumb right there. But this one right here, it's a little bit more grippy, but it's not too bad. And of course, you see that it has the on and off switch right here. So when you turn this thing on, the light it goes on up here, and then you can start using it right away. And of course, as you've seen, it's powered by the battery. But in the battery compartment, there was a little slot right here. That's so you can put your unifying receiver right here. Stick it in there. Take this mouse, throw it in your bag, your backpack, whatever the case may be, and the way you go. And then when you're ready to use it, just take it out and then plug it into your computer, and that's pretty much it. And of course, here's the little sensor right there that detects your mouse movements. So the material quality, as I said before, it's not that bad. Nice and smooth on the outside. This is made out of a plastic finish, nice and smooth, and then nice and rubbery right here, just to get a better grip on it, and it feels very good. And of course, you have the left and right buttons right here. So your left button would be for your normal clicks, and then your right button is for your right clicks, whether you're using Mac or PC. And then you have the scroll wheel right here, and if you see there are arrows right here, that indicates left and right, meaning back and forward when you're on a web page. So if I were to use the scroll wheel and lean it towards the left, it's going to go back a web page, and then lean it towards the right. When they click, of course, it'll bring me back to the next page that I went on. Now, the mouse is nice. It's fast, and I'll get into that a little bit more. One thing that I did notice with the scroll wheel is how sensitive it is when you're trying to scroll up or down. I mean, compared to this mouse, you have all those clicks whenever you're trying to scroll. This one, you can't really feel the click that much. I do feel something, and just to do it right now, I can feel just a little bit, but it's not as much as my Bluetooth notebook mouse right here. Me personally, that most of the time when I'm just like scrolling down on the web page a lot, or even if I'm scrolling through files in Windows Explorer, that's an issue for me, because and you could just hear it. I mean, I can literally take this thing, flick it, and annoy somebody with it. Alright, here's this one. I can't even do it. So, me personally, the sensitivity, I feel like is just a little too much. What was the purpose for this? I have no idea, but the only benefit I can see this is if I know that when I'm on a web page, I need to go all the way down to the bottom, and I don't want to waste time having to keep scrolling, and then keep using my finger I can just take this, click it, and then it'll bring me back all the way down. Depending on how long the web page is, if it's not long enough where one flick is just fine, then maybe 1, 2, 3, or 4 flicks. But other than that, the sensitivity on this thing just kind of really bothers me. And you can also even click on the scroll wheel, so it is a little button, as you can see. But as you notice, when I'm pushing it, sometimes I'm either scrolling a little bit up or down. My Microsoft Bluetooth notebook mouse, I can push on it, and well, as you've seen, I just moved the wheel up a little bit, but that was by accident. But those clicks really stay on. This one doesn't. So whenever I try to click on a link just by using the scroll wheel, so it'll open into the next tab, it may open to the next tab and then open up another web page, or go back a web page, or it won't even open up to a new tab. And if there's a nearby link, then it's going to try to open that one up. So really, the only issue I have with this mouse is the scroll wheel. I'm not too crazy about this scroll wheel at all. Like I said, you can literally take this and annoy somebody with it. And someone could say that this isn't going to be professional, or this is not professional. So me personally, this scroll wheel is not very convenient. Another concern I have about this mouse is this little receiver right here. And I understand that this is a wireless mouse. Great. So that I can't really say too much about it, but I do see this being an issue because let's say, and I was just reading this on the Logitech website because I was trying to find out some more information about this, but the guy on that blog post was saying that their company recently had a break-in, and the PC that was stolen had this receiver plugged into the PC, and was asking if there was a way to get these replaced or use the mouse without having to use this particular receiver and try to connect it via Bluetooth. And Logitech did reply back saying that it cannot work with a basic or generic connection or the Bluetooth connection. It needs the receiver. However, the unifying receivers can be replaced, but those are extra parts that you're going to be purchasing from Logitech themselves. Not to mention, you have to download a piece of software and then try to reconnect these two back together. I didn't try it yet, but I tried looking for their parts to see how you're going to buy it. I can't even find it, so looks like you may have to do it on the phone, or maybe I'm just not looking in the right place. So that's pretty much the solution if you were going to purchase or replace one of these, which me personally, I'm not too crazy about. But I will admit, with this unifying receiver being USB versus Bluetooth right here, I feel like I get faster connections, faster response times with this one versus my Bluetooth mouse. And the reason for that is because if you ever think of USB connections when you're connecting your thumb drive or even a wired USB mouse, the speed is quick, and it picks up a connection almost ASAP, almost as soon as possible. As soon as I have this plugged in and then I flip this switch on, the connection is recognized. Well, of course, after the driver for the mouse is already installed, and then you connect it again, it picks up right away. I can start moving it. This one right here, this is connected via Bluetooth. When I turn this switch on, I have to wait about between 5 to 10 seconds for this thing to connect, so that way I can start moving it around. I would say the most would be 5 seconds. I don't know why I said 5 to 10, but chances are I could wait a lot longer. And I can see the benefit for having a wireless USB mouse, but the only thing that kills me, not even the scroll wheel in general, because other manufacturers probably don't have this kind of design, for the scroll wheel, but would have this little receiver right here that you would need to connect your mouse to the computer. So that's the only benefit I see with the USB receiver on a wireless mouse. Faster response times, faster connection, which makes it more convenient versus the Bluetooth notebook mouse. That's why I started using a wired USB mouse. And then, of course, this one just for the basics. Now, who is this mouse for? I would say if you're using a laptop and your laptop is always on the go all the time, every day, you're always traveling or you're always taking it between work and the house, and you use your own laptop and you need a mouse, this is probably what you want, especially if you have the computer set far away from the mouse. If your wired connection isn't long enough, then this is probably something that you would want to get. That's why, like, I'll admit, I was not crazy about wireless USB mouse, because I have seen instances where people in classrooms, if they like fooling around a lot and just to play jokes on each other, they would take this and then start connecting to other people's computers and then start fooling around, take their mouses, and I'm just not too fond of that, even though they're just playing around. But you never know. Someone could literally take this thing and then just chuck it in the garbage. A guy comes to clean it and throws it in the dumpster, and you're wondering, hey, my mouse isn't working, and then you'll find out that it's gone. It's lost. That's why I'm not too crazy about this USB unifying receiver. I would say if you want to use this at home. Even though I said this is meant for traveling, if you're traveling and you put your computer at a certain distance where your wired connection is going to drive you crazy, or if it's just not long enough, fine, go ahead and get this one. But otherwise, if you're at home and you're using this on your bed and your computer's connected to your laptop and you don't want to get all the way up just to move your mouse around, then this is the way to go if you do not need your keyboard. Alright, now as far as pricing is concerned, on Logitech's website, it's going to run you $29.99, and you can get this in multiple colors. And actually, this design is not on Logitech's website itself. But, however, you could find this on Amazon. And this particular one is called Lady on the Lily. And I did not buy this one, just so you guys know. This is actually a gift from somebody, and this was all they had. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. Me personally, I would have gone for a different color, maybe the red or the blue, or a different design right here. I mean, this isn't too bad. I feel like this is more for the feminine type, but then again, anybody has their own opinions. Therefore, it's your preference. Now, this particular one, the Lady on the Lily, on Amazon costs $19.79, so it's actually $10 cheaper than Logitech's website. But of course, with Amazon, if you try getting a certain product in different colors, the pricing is just chaotic. It's like all over the place. This one's cheaper, this one's more expensive. So if you really gotta decide which one you want to get, I'll leave links to both websites in the description below. I'll leave Logitech's link, so not only do you, if you want to check out this mouse, you can also check their other products as well. And the Amazon link, you can choose whichever color you want, whichever design you want, and then you go from there, make your purchases. Do I recommend this? Yeah, I do. But the only reason why I'm recommending this is because if you're not as worried about losing stuff, go ahead and get this mouse right here. So that way, because you know where your receiver is at, you know where your mouse is at, and then you know where all your stuff is put at. If you lose stuff all the time, and it takes you a while to find it, or it takes you a while to realize that you can't even find it, I would say you should just go for something else and do not get this one. Basically, when you're having a mouse like this, you're pretty much giving yourself full responsibility. This may sound kind of strange for a mouse, but I'm really serious about this, especially if you're traveling with this kind of mouse. With that little receiver, you really got to be careful with this, because I have heard stories where people have lost it. Not this one in particular, but with other mouses with this kind of design and this kind of operation. Just be careful with what you're doing with your mouse. Alright, those are the reasons why I am recommending this, but I'm telling you, this is not for everybody. That's the point I'm trying to make. Alright, just to sum it up, this is basically for someone who's responsible, whether they're traveling or they're at home most of the time, that can keep track of all of their stuff. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe, rate, and comment. Also, check the description below for all my social links, Twitter and Instagram. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Take care.